Hello students, in this video we will learn how to construct an ogive and how to use that ogive to estimate median and various other information. So let us begin with this question. The question says the marks obtained by 120 students in a test are given below. So there is a grouped data given for 120 students and their marks in an exam. The question is draw an ogive for the given distribution and then use a suitable scale for ogive to estimate the following things. We need to find the median, we need to find the number of students who obtain more than 75% marks in the test, and the third thing, we need to find the number of students who did not pass the test if minimum marks required to pass is 40. So first of all, let us see what things are required to construct an ogive. First of all, we need to find cumulative frequency. Now, what is cumulative frequency? Cumulative frequency is adding up or like collecting frequencies step by step. So for the first class interval, if the frequency is 5, then cumulative frequency also remains 5 because that is the first part, first group. Now next is the second class interval is 10 to 20 having frequency 9. So cumulative frequency means collecting the frequencies of the next class. So 5 plus 9, that gives 14. Similarly, for the third class interval, cumulative frequency will be the collection or the total of first three frequencies. So 14 is already the addition of first two. So we add 16 to 14 and we get next cumulative frequency as 30. Moving on, 30 plus 22, that is 52, gives the next cumulative frequency. So if we keep on adding one frequency, we get all the cumulative frequencies for class intervals. Now once we have cumulative frequencies, we need to take all the upper limits of class intervals on x-axis and corresponding cumulative frequency is to be taken on y-axis. So we need to accommodate the marks from 0 or from 10 to 100. So we take a suitable scale on x-axis and we mark all the upper limits of class intervals. Similarly, we have to accommodate 120, the last cumulative frequency 120 on y-axis. So we take a suitable scale and we plot the numbers, the scale on the y-axis. Now for the first class interval 0 to 10, upper limit is 10 and cumulative frequency is 5. So our first point will be 10, 5. Second class interval upper limit is 20 and cumulative frequency is 14. So our second point will be 20, 14. Similarly, third point will be 30, 30. And if we go on plotting all the points, we get points on the graph something like this. After all these points are plotted, we have to take the lower limit of first class interval only, and the cumulative frequency for that will be taken as 0 because there are no students or no class intervals before 0. So taking the point 0, 0 to complete the ogive, the first point we need to take is the lower limit of first class interval and cumulative frequency 0. Now all these points are joined with a free hand curve. The curve obtained is known as ogive, or this is also known as less than cumulative curve. So now getting back to the question, using this ogive, we need to find median. Median is the number which corresponds to half of the frequencies. So here our total frequency was 120. So half of it is 60. So we take a point 60 on y-axis, which was frequency, and we move right side to the curve. From the point on the curve, we have to go down to x-axis, and the point where it meets x-axis gives us the answer for median. So for this data, median is 43 marks. Second sub question, the number of students who obtain more than 75% marks. So the test was of 100 marks, so 75% means 75 marks. Since we have taken marks on x-axis, we have to begin with a point 75 on x-axis. From there, we go straight up to the ogive, and then we go left to the y-axis. So from the scale, the point corresponding to this horizontal line on y-axis is 111. Now this means that 111 students out of 120 have scored less than 75% marks. Since we have drawn less than type of ogive, whatever answer we get on y-axis represents less than type of answer. We need to find the number of students who scored more than 75%. So now we know that 111 students scored less than 75% marks. So the students scoring more than 75% marks are the remaining students, which is 9. So 9 students scored more than 75% marks. The third question says, find the number of students who did not pass the test. So if the minimum marks required for passing is 40 and 40 marks lies on x-axis, we start with a point 40 on x-axis. We go straight up to the curve and then left on y-axis. The number representing this point is 52. So we can say that 52 students did not pass the test. So this is how we get information from the ogive, from the graph that we have created. Let us take one more example. The question says, a survey regarding height of 60 boys belonging to class 10 of a school was conducted, and the following data was recorded. The data is grouped data. Taking 2 centimeter equals to height of 10 centimeter on one axis and 2 centimeter equals to 10 boys along the other axis, draw an ogive for the distribution. And then from that ogive, estimate median, lower quartile, and the third question is, if above 158 centimeter is considered as the tall boys, find the number of boys in the class who are tall. So first of all, we will find cumulative frequency. So first cumulative frequency is the frequency itself 4, and then we keep on adding one by one all the frequencies. So 4 plus 8, 12, plus 20, 32, plus 14, 46, plus 7, 53, plus 6, 59, and plus 1, 60. So using this cumulative frequency and the upper limits of all the class intervals, we plot the points on the graph. We need to take the lower limit of only first class interval. So first point is 135,0 that stays on the x-axis. Second point will be 140,4. Third point will be 145,12. Next point 150,32. Then 155,46. 160,53. 165,59, and the last point will be 170,60. Now joining all these points with a freehand curve, we get the ogive for the given distribution. The total frequency here is 60. So for finding the median, we need to take half of it, which is 30. So frequency 30 being on y-axis, we take a point 30 on y-axis and go straight towards the curve and then down to x-axis. So the point corresponding to this vertical line on x-axis is 150. Therefore, median for this data is 150 centimeter. Now the lower quartile means 1/4 of the data. So 1/4 of 60 gives 15. So starting from the point 15 on y-axis, going horizontally to the ogive and down to x-axis, we get lower quartile as 146 centimeter. The third question is, we need to find tall students if 158 centimeter is considered as the tall height. So 158 centimeter, as we have taken heights on x-axis, we have to take the point 158 centimeter on x-axis, go up to the curve and then to the y-axis. The point corresponding to this horizontal line on y-axis is 50, and 50 represents the number of students who have height less than 158 centimeter. So to find the find the number of students having height more than 158 centimeter, we subtract 50 from the total frequency. So 10 students have height more than 158 centimeter or there are 10 tall students in the class. I hope you have understood the construction of ogive and how to find median and other details using the ogive. Thank you for learning.